Right, this is an in-depth long-term review of the fantastic NTN Steel Bearings. Now, NTN is a Japanese bearing company. They are a huge international company. They were founded in Japan nearly 100 years ago. They have offices all over the world, including, in the West, America, UK, Singapore, Malaysia. So they really are a massive company who focus on making bearings. So bearing that in mind, they are going to make good shit. And these guys are going to make far better shit than your little poncy boutique cycling brands who make hybrid ceramics. Who are you going to trust? Are you going to trust a $6 billion a year company who have been around for 100 years and have invested vast amounts of their money into research and developing the finest bearings in the world? Or are you going to trust a little shitty company who make hybrid ceramics, which are a crap idea anyway for cycling and do nothing to increase your speed, and are just trying to sell you stuff at an inflated price? I think it's pretty obvious which one you're going to go for. So let's look at what we've got in front of us then. This is a NTN bearing inside a PF30 bottom bracket sleeve. This is the other side of the same bottom bracket that I took out. This one has no seal on it. I'll get onto why that is in a bit. These here are 6803 bearings. This is an old one. This is a brand new one. This one here has done 25,000 kilometers inside my Extralight Cyberia SP hub. This one has done 0. And this one here is an enduro bearing for comparison. You poor baby, you're going to get thrashed. I took this out today to make this video, right? I've sacrificed my BB to make this video. This is a SRAM Delrin sleeve, okay? I originally bought the SRAM Complete BB and then immediately swapped out the bearings they had in there, which were all right steel ones, but they weren't NTN. And I put an NTN bearing in there. These NTN bearings cost me $10 each, right? Bear that in mind, $10 each. I installed this in my Cannondale Super 6 Evo High Mod Ballistic Di2, which I bought in March of 2014. This has just come out the bike. I've never serviced it. I've never even looked at these bearings since I fitted it. Now, I've done 60,000 kilometers on these bearings. One side I put in with the seals on. The other side, I took both seals off, so the front and rear seal, and I put it in. This was the drive side and this was the non-drive side. Let's look at what's happened after 60,000 kilometers. Now, I knocked this out with a hammer, so that's why the bearings are at a cocky angle. Okay, listen. There's nothing there. That is absolutely smooth as fuck. I know that this is just a video and you can't sort of really appreciate this unless you had your hands on it yourself, but please trust me, this is smooth as silk. 60,000 kilometers in all sorts of weather. I've ridden this through floods and sort of sweated down onto it loads. That is absolutely incredible. Silk smooth. Okay, when the axle's in there and then the cranks are on, the cranks turn perfectly smoothly. I've given this a very hard thrashing over the 3 years I've had it, and look at it, absolutely perfect. Okay, now that's the one with the seal on it. The other one, this is the other one. I took the seal off. This is the first time I've seen this since I put it in with the seal off. Let's turn this then. Absolutely silky smooth. That little noise is just the grease moving back and forward in there. But that is just, that's perfect. 60,000 kilometers. Now, the reason I took the rubber seals off this one was to see how long it would last with the rubber seals off of it. And as you can see, it lasts for 60,000 kilometers, amazingly. Let's just quickly check any coaxial play. There's hardly any play in that. That's practically new. That's incredible. This one is harder to turn round with the seals on than this one. Okay, this does turn freer. So when I install my new BB, I'm going to take the rubber seals off of both of these So I'll have a freer spinning BB. Now, I think with the rubber seals off of this would work as fast as a ceramic claims to be. Okay? And $10 each. Absolutely incredible. Right. Let's look at the bearings then. The hub bearings then. Like I say, this one is 25,000 kilometers old. This was in the free body unit of my Extralight Cyber Rear SP rear hub. That is basically perfect. I can feel a tiny bit of, it's not notchy. I can just feel the balls moving around. But that would still be fine for another 20,000 kilometers, I reckon. Let's compare it to a brand new one then. Feels the same. It feels the same. All right, let's check coaxial play. There's nothing in that new one. This 25,000 kilometers old one. There's nothing. There's nothing. I know this is just my finger moving it, so it's not exactly, super scientific, but I'm just illustrating a point here. 25,000 kilometers old is basically the same as the brand new one. This is astounding. Again, this is with the rubber seals on. I think for the next ones, I'll take the rubber seals off and see how long they last with the rubber seals off. Because they're slightly smaller balls than these big ones in the BB, it might not last quite as long. But again, these things are like $10 each. So even if they last for 5,000 kilometers, that's still incredibly cheap. You spend that on coffee on a single ride. When you put it into real terms, this is just ridiculously cheap, especially for how hard they are and how long wearing they are. This is incredible stuff. Compare it to the Enduro then. And I know that, some people have said that the Enduro is not a particularly good example of a hybrid ceramic, but no. I think that hybrid ceramics are, dictated by their material. This has got coaxial play in it. Again, I know you can't really see this on the camera, so please do. I'm not bullshitting here. This has got coaxial play, and it's got a bit of roughness at the bottom here where I turn it around. And this thing retails at about $80, $90 for one. They're $10 each, and they last fucking loads more. And they're made by a massive, massive company who know what they're doing. There's no reason not to use these. So what's all this talk of taking seals off and leaving seals on then? Why am I talking about that? Well, absolutely. The main thing that dictates how fast a bearing will spin, how much resistance there is in the system, is the rubber seal. All right? It's not how round the balls are. It's not what the balls are made of. It's not what the racers are made of. It's the rubber seal. All right? Now, the rubber seal in these type of bearings, which are the ones which we use in our bikes, are called LLB, non-contact types. Now, what that is, it's a synthetic rubber molded seal that kind of snaps into the gap between the inner and outer race. It's pretty good at stopping dust, but in terms of stopping any water and sweat, it's totally ineffective. Now, you can go on the NTN website or even the SKF website, and you can look at all the data for the seal types. I'll put a link in the description for that if you want to look at that yourself. But to summarise, the rubber seal introduces friction to the system. In layman's terms, that just means that the rubber seal rubs and it slows things down. So, all this talk about taking the rubber seal off, if you take the rubber seals off, your bearings will spin with less friction so that you can, your bike will spin faster with the same power input, which means that you need less power to go for the same speed. So simply, the fastest and easiest way to speed up your bearings is not to buy ceramic ones with very, very slightly more rounder balls, etc. It's just to take the rubber seals off. That'll make a huge difference compared to using a different material for the balls. With this in mind, these NTN bearings are so good and last without the seals on that you can just take the seals off and use them with no seals in there, and they'll last for a very, very long time, as I've tested myself. Now, even if they don't last for a very long time, it's $10. So if you take the rubber seal off of a steel bearing, it will be faster than a ceramic bearing with a seal on. and the ceramic bearing with a seal on will be far, far more expensive. So again, what's the point? You should just get some steel bearings, take the seals off and replace them more regularly, right? That would be the ultimate. I think that if you've got a bike and you're using ceramics or hybrid ceramics, you're only doing that out of gear fetish. If you're in any way, looking for performance, and especially cost performance, why are you not using steel bearings? Chris Froome has won the Tour de France multiple times with Shimano wheels. They use steel bearings. Every sprinter who's ever run a sprint using Shimano wheels, steel bearings, right? They don't slow you down. NTN bearings are just fucking excellent.